So who is Jessica Leia? Who cares? Once upon a time I was born, blah, 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 blah. So you're pretty much watching this video because I'm a music maker. So I'm gonna talk about that. Because if it weren't for music, well, I wouldn't be making this video. And, well, if it weren't for music, I probably wouldn't even be alive. That's true in so many ways. I spent a lot of years teaching music, you know, but I feel more than teaching music, I've taught the things that music teaches, which are things like pay attention to the details and notice the information in front of you. Keep your focus. Play that song like you own it. Own it, baby, own it. I mean, sure, I've taught things about the treble clef and what time signatures mean, but there's so many, many things that one can learn through music. Up to and including relying on your own abilities to figure it out, whatever it may be. Music merges all sides of us. It helps our brains to absorb and decipher and utilize information that's in front of us, and then our souls to color how we will animate that information. My students always get mad at me when I say, don't guess, and then look at me. Don't guess. Use the information you have. You can figure it out. You've got the tools. You can figure this out. And they're like, you just give me the answer. I totally get it, because sometimes when I'm trying to figure things out, I feel exactly the same. Can't you just give me the answer? Just give me the answer! Oh, hi, by the way. My name is Jessica Leia, just in case you didn't catch that at the intro. How are you? I grew up in a working class, blue-collar, dysfunctional family. Started composing music when I was around 5 or 6 years old. I was kind of a prodigy, but nobody gave a shit. Everybody was just too busy trying to survive, you know, in this matrix. But my mom was groovy enough to catch on to the fact that I was doing stuff every time I could get my hot little hands on any kind of keyboard of some sort. She was awesome enough to find a way for her and my dad to afford to get me into some piano lessons. God bless her little heart. I don't know if she realizes it or not, but she saved my life by doing that. Music has always been there for me. I didn't start playing or making music because anybody was looking. I did it because I needed to, and because it was the only safe place I felt I could go. The only place where I could feel and express everything that was going on inside and not get ridiculed and judged for it. In fact, it didn't escape me even as a youngin' that it was like any feelings you had always seemed to be deemed as unacceptable in this world. I mean, you can't even be too happy without people being like, what are you on? I don't get it. Life, man, I'm high on life. Just high on life. But I noticed, oddly enough, that when those same feelings came up and were expressed through music, that not only were they encouraged, but they were commended. Same feelings, but expressed through music. I don't know, you tell me. I played music and made music because even though I may not have always had the words for it, it's been my form of prayer, my form of meditation, my way of being able to stay in regular communion with that thing which we have come to call God. Oh my God, did she just say God? Okay, for those of you who just can't handle that, how about the life force, the quantum soup, the prime creator, the field, the supreme being, the great spirit, my higher self, the divine, the force. May the force be with you. As far as I can tell, that force is eternally, like forever, creative. So when I'm being creative, I'm being like that which created me. And since, in my experience, that which created me is simultaneously that which I truly am, then that process of being creative is the closest I can truly get to myself in this reality landscape. Reality landscape? What's this bitch talking about? All right, I won't get too existential on this artist profile. It's just that it seems like a lot of people use, their jobs or their lovers or their children in order to garner purpose in their life. And that's cool if that works for you. That's cool. It's cool, bro. It's not like I haven't tried to follow the standard Earth protocols of what happiness is. It's just that I feel my purpose most when I'm connected to that thing which is beyond this world. Or maybe even it's better to say that when one is in connection with that force, you're not even worried about what your purpose is. That's it. You're there, man. The act of being creative is the act of being for me. There's been no external thing in this world that makes me feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose like I do when I'm creating music. It really is the cream in my coffee. Although I only drink decaf because I'm hyper enough already. It's just like I've told my students and their parents, music is a practice, just like yoga is a practice, or taekwondo is a practice, or any spiritual practice that helps you to engage in the dance of self-expansion. We are humbled in our practices because they always push us beyond our limits. There have been times when I've told my students, no one masters anything in this world. We just get better at it. You'll never know everything there is to know about the piano. You'll never be able to do everything there is that can be done on it. No wonder so many of them quit their lessons. But some of them stick to it because they understand. Because music is a practice, it offers you the wondrous dance of challenges and then rewards. Challenges and then rewards. Challenges and then rewards. When you have a practice, whatever it may be, but especially one that teaches you through a vessel as beautiful as music, you acquire skills that are waiting for you out there in the rest of life when you need them. They're skills that are just there for you. You don't even have to ask them to come. They're already there because you have attained them through your practice. So even if that whole life falls apart, well, you've been practicing how to take new information and do something with it, and working on small segments one at a time until you can piece them together in a larger framework. You've been practicing self-determination, activating your intention to bring about tangible results, keeping your focus, noticing details, finding answers within yourself, and exercising your capacity to succeed at what you have set out to do. Music is my practice. That's why we're here today. You know, when you're playing music or you're creating music, you have to think really hard about everything that's going on. And you have to focus really intensely on everything that you're doing. But at the same time, you have to completely let go and just let it happen. In that sense, I think music has taught me the secret to life.